The GTA housing market started 2024 with a renewed momentum, driven by decreasing fixed-term mortgage rates and increasing optimism that the Bank of Canada will cut interest rates this year. This pushed some buyers off the sidelines, looking to avoid paying higher prices in the spring. While there was more competition among buyers, they continued to act cautiously on prices given the still challenging mortgage qualification environment. With all that being said, will this continue throughout the spring, or will the real estate market here in the Greater Toronto Area cool back down again? Hey there, I'm Matt Sloan, and I'm a realtor here in the Greater Toronto Area. And if I could ask a huge favor, if you could hit that subscribe button, it would mean a lot, as I'm really working to try and grow my new YouTube channel. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Now, let's dive into the numbers a little deeper to see if we can get a little better idea of why the market is acting the way it is and where it may be going. So I'm going to pull up a couple charts here, leading and starting off with the demand indicators. And what we're going to look to see with what type of demand that we have here is we're going to start by looking at the total number of sales in the past 9 January. So these are all the months of January since 2015. And as you can see, the total sales average out to be about 4,500 sales throughout the months of January, the past 9 years. And if you look last year here in 2023, we only had about 3,000 sales in the month of January. So super slow month, and it was a slow year overall. So we can kind of see how things started off last year. But looking at this year, we're already up 37% in the month of January with over 4,200 sales. So it kind of indicates that the demand is there from a sales standpoint. Now, this just shows, as I just mentioned, it's really gone up. The amount of sales really has gone up in January, 37% there, and it really kind of shows the impact that it has with looking at this chart. So again, we can really see that, okay, the demand is here in the GTA for housing. Buyers are kind of getting off the sidelines, purchasing homes again. And we can see that when we look at these charts in regards to the total amount of sales in the month of January. I know February is just ending here, and February is kind of trending in the same. So I'm really excited to see what the numbers are when they come out in a couple weeks here. Next, let's look at supply indicators, because again, supply and demand is really everything when we're looking at what's going to happen with prices. So the supply here, we look at the number of sales to the new listings. So we can see on the 10-year average, it's about 55% since, again, January 2015 to January 2024. And as we look at this past January, we're already back up to 51% sales to new listings. So that shows that, again, the listings that are hitting the market, we are seeing sales and they are being sold. And that kind of shows over here when we move over to the months of inventory, which is the greatest indicator to see which way prices are going. And we can see here the months of supply is 2.4 months. So basically, if no home hit the market starting tomorrow and we just had the opportunity to buy what's out on the market right now, it would only last about 2.4 months until there would be no more inventory. And as you can see, this is trending downwards. So when this number trends downwards, prices typically tend to go upwards. And if we look back here in January 2022 and January 2023, we can really see the months of inventory picking up. And again, we know what happened to the market during those times with it really slowing down and prices coming down and correcting a little bit. So with looking at the demand and the supply indicators, this leads us to the price indicators. As you can see here, in January, we actually leveled out with price compared to January 2023 to January 2024. So we're sitting at about $1,026,000 for the average selling price here in the GTA. This tells me that, since we have had a lot of sales, but the average price is still sitting about the same, that's telling me that entry level price point, if you want to call it now, like that townhome, the semi, the first time home buyers around that $1 million price point. I know, crazy, but it is what it is. that's the market that's being active right now. So we haven't really seen the activity pick up as much as we hit that, closer to $2 million price point, or 1.5, 2 million, $2.5 million price point. It is slowly getting there, but we are really seeing a lot of demand around that $1 million price point right now, 800 to 1.3 range. And that's what that tells me with, the sales picking up, but at the same time, the price not really moving too much just yet. And if you look here, we have a year-over-year change in average sale prices. So again, we can see it's down 1% as of compared to last January. So last year we saw a really big dip when we compared January 2023 to January 2022, but this year not so much, leading us to safely assume that we're kind of back at the level market where we should be. Also, if you look here, the average growth in sale prices 6.5% since, what do we have here, 1997. So investing in real estate is good, and the past few years where 2018 to 2022, people really made out well during that time, and when we average it all out, it's about 6.5% increase in sale price over that time. Okay, lastly here, I want to point out the difference in what's happening between the condo market, the detached home market, and then the semi-row and row townhome market. And if we can take a look at this chart here, it shows the months of supply that we have. And again, they're all trending downwards, which indicates that prices will soon be picking up, or at least the competition will be picking up, which we've kind of seen here, especially the last few weeks. But if we look at the blue line here, it's the condo space, which we're down at about 3.5 months of inventory. Just not too long ago, about a month or two ago, we had about 5 months of inventory in the condo space. So this is really coming down here, and you condo sellers will be happy to hear that your price is starting to pick back up soon enough. The detached home, we're down at 2.1 months of inventory. Again, getting down there really into a seller's market now. And then the row and town and semi, as we mentioned, that's the market that's really been hot lately. We only have 1.6 months of inventory in that market as of the end of January. So we can see that, if you're looking to kind of get into that next level and upsize, it may be a good time if you're looking to sell your townhome or semi and get into a detached home. It may be a good time to do that before the detached supply really comes down to where the townhome supply is. If you're looking to sell a condo and get into a row or townhome, it might be a little tougher right now. You may have to wait a little bit longer just for that supply to go down in the condo space. But then once it does, and I'm sure it will soon, then you can probably get into that next home type with the row, semi, townhome. As we have looked at the demand indicators, the supply indicators, and the price indicators, and then the months of inventory, we can kind of see where things are trending right now. I don't know how crazy they're going to get in terms of price, because again, it's really the entry level or that $1 million price range right now that's really hot. As things continue to come down and supply continues to go down, we will see things get a little bit more competitive. But then at the same time, a lot of people that I'm talking to are planning on wanting to list their home in the spring and get into that spring market. So we may see a little influx of inventory here in the next couple months, maybe balancing it out a little bit so that it might hold prices, at not too much of a crazy level as it was compared to, a couple years ago. So some key takeaways that we can pull from this is the momentum in the GTA housing market that began in December continued to build during January and February, driven by reduced fixed rate mortgages into the 5% range. With supply trailing behind demand, which often occurs this time of year as buyers look to jumpstart while sellers hold back for better weather in the spring, the market experienced some tightening last month with reports of bidding wars re-emerging. However, the properties generating multiple offers tended to be priced below market value and ultimately ended up selling for close to recent comparables, which failed to put any upward pressure on the average selling prices. So while the quantity of the buyers looking for homes has increased, their purchasing power and bid amounts haven't changed much given the current prices and interest rates. Hope this helped bring a clear view on what is currently happening in the real estate market here in the Greater Toronto Area. For more videos and information like this, please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.